What's up, everybody? So today's topic, we're going to talk about maximizing winners and A plus trades, and this is definitely more of an advanced topic. I don't really recommend it for newer traders because it takes time and experience to start to learn and recognize which spots you want to be risking more money in, and especially in the beginning, you don't want it. You're better off, I feel like, having a set risk amount because then you're at least not going to lose a significant, hopefully not lose a significant amount of money all at once or quickly. And that's why we want to wait until we know what we're doing a little bit more. So shop. This is obviously the trade of the week for me, or the trade of the past 2 weeks, and I'll talk about just a few of the things that I was looking at slash how I look to maximize winners in general. So with this shop, this is a breakout trade, and one of the things I was looking at was we have a weekly bull flag here. So this is, we take breakouts. Sometimes it's only a breakout on the daily chart, but this was a weekly chart bull flag as well. So that means that it's a potentially more explosive move if we're coming out of a higher time frame breakout. The same can hold true on monthly charts. Let me pull up the monthly. I mean, definitely not as nice of a looking flag here on the monthly, but still strong uptrend, and something definitely worth looking at. So that's what I was looking. One of the things, and then I had this 1100 level here. I bought it on I bought it on this day, and then got stopped out on this big red down day, and I lost like $10,000 or $11,000 in that trade on that day, which was already me, upping my risk a little bit, thinking, okay, if this is really ready, then I do want to be involved with size here. But then, I took my stop, and when we come in with this green day, things hold up. Now we start, um, again, just chopping sideways a little bit. I'm saying to myself, okay, I think this breakout is still very much in play, and I was a little bit early the first time. So if anything, I think the probability of this shop breaking out now is even higher. So I took this trade on this day with even more size than I did on this day, and then lo and behold, I'm now in shop on the day that it's breaking out with my biggest position that I had at any given point in time. And I mean, you want to be prudent when doing this because you don't want to keep martingaling down, as in doubling your risk up every time you think that something can can be a better trade. But I did put more risk on here, and got the breakout, and also I was able to capture at least with partial size the entirety of this move because I had the weekly chart level in mind, as well as the fact that this is such a strong market. We've been seeing such big moves, so that was also a big part of why I like this a lot. And that's pretty much it. And then I was fortunate enough to be able to add on a pull in. I mean, this ended up basically almost tagging the 8 EMA. I've talked about the ad that I had in this a lot. I said, okay, we got a strong 2 day up move, about 100 points to 1200. Now I was down to a quarter size. I'm like, this thing still looks great. Now shop is showing to me that it's broken out. Whereas here, when I was buying in hopes that, or buying the breakout, hoping that this was the day that it broke out and wasn't a fail breakout. So now I'm like, okay, we locked in profits. So how do I add to my winner? I I talked about this in my channel as well, but I'll rehash it here real quick. I said to myself, I think 1135 would be a. It was more of a, honestly, more of a gut number call on where I think it could healthily pull back to. Nothing, no rocket science there by any means. And then on this day, shop pulled into 1145, and I started nibbling around at like 1146 actually, and I was just saying to myself, like, I don't know, this thing is really strong. Maybe 1135 is being a little overzealous on where this could actually pull back to. And then also at the time, QQQ Nasdaq was, I think it was this day, pretty sure, was right here, kind of right around the 21 SMA, and just like a little consolidation area, maybe a spot where the market could bounce. So now, shop is kind of not going lower. It was trading between 1146 and 1150, and now the QQQ is at potential support. So I was like, you know what, I just started adding a few more contracts at a time. This is the 15-minute chart, so this was right over here, and I basically was adding contracts from 1146 to 1152, and was like, okay, that's it. This will be my ad, and we'll see how it goes from here. And I mean, did I think that this was gonna go up to almost 1300 in the next day and a half when I bought it? No, but I'm just trying to position myself well, manage risk, be in the strongest names, and maximize what I thought was an A-plus trade. And what an A-plus trade is going to vary depending on the setup. It's going to vary depending on the person. Just because something is an A-plus trade for me, it doesn't make it an A-plus trade for someone else. What makes it an A-plus trade for me is the fact that I've traded these setups many times. I have some experience and I can get a feel for it. I know people who trade different strategies than I do, and just because something is a great trade for them, it doesn't mean that I should be risking risking it because I don't have the screen time or the eyes to see exactly what they see and know how to trade it exactly the way that they trade it. So that, I mean, long story short is there's really no shortcut for getting conviction and learning where to size in properly and risk more. This is something that that develops over time for yourself as you trade more, as how do you know that this market environment is a good market environment if you haven't been trading for that long? I've watched breakouts in different market environments at this point where I say to myself, okay, now is the time where I need to be pressing it a little bit. So all of these things need to be taken into consideration. And again, newer traders, don't force this, don't rush this. You'll get there if you continue to put in the work, but it's definitely an important concept. But all right, everybody have a great day.